I'm going to take just 2 bars from the Ravel Sonatine at the finale, bars 54 and bar 55, to illustrate how we might practice a chord stream in a variety of different ways to get the chords really firmly embedded in our hand so that when we get to the spot, we're not fumbling for the notes. Let me just show you the passage in question. It does tend to cause a lot of people to stumble. I've noticed as I teach this piece, the left hand is likely to go here. Let me just show you the 2 bars first. Marked fortissimo, très marqué. So let's look at the left hand first of all. I'm only interested in the left hand for the purposes of this. I've got major chords, common chords, 4-note chords, and they are mixtures of blacks and whites. So there's a black note in the middle, all white notes, E flat major, D flat major, and the pattern is the same in the second bar as the first, just an octave lower. Let me just quickly talk about fingering. So we're going to use 1, 2 and 5, those are the certain fingerings, and then the choice is, do we use 3 or 4 on the remaining note? What I'm going to do, just to draw my attention to that, is to play the middle notes of the chord first, and then afterwards touch in the outer notes. This really draws my attention to the middles. Now I could follow that idea a little further by just playing the finger in question. In other words, is it the 3 or is it the 4? So I'm going to do the same idea now, except this time play just 1 note followed by 3 notes. Always make sure it sounds good and feels good. We don't want to build in any tension, we don't want to build in any harsh sound. Now I could carry on with that idea. Let me do combinations of 2s, starting with 2 and 5, and then touching in the remaining 2 notes. I'm practicing softer than the dynamic level. This is always a good idea. It's very easy to play the piano fortissimo. It's harder to control the sound softer. So what I'm going to do is just practice at the soft level. I do this all the time. Now the remaining 2 notes here, followed by, this is the other combination I didn't show you yet. Idea, and I can do it the other way around. I can start with the outer notes from the outsides in. And of course I can do that at my tempo as well. I should do that at my tempo. How about the top 2 notes followed by the lower 2 notes? You can go on doing this with all sorts of combinations until you exhaust them all. The second stage you might try is a technique for chords I call tapping, where I pick up a chosen finger or pair of fingers or combination of fingers and just repeat those. Loosen the wrist. The other thing that's really helpful to do here is when you release the position, close the hand up. Actually a final stage thing, but I'm going to show it to you now so that I don't forget. So we lose the position, find it at the last moment rather than locking the hand into one fixed position. So I'm now going to double tap my outer notes. Get the idea? And now the upper 2 notes. Now the lower 2 notes. We can then build it up in another way. I'm going to approach the chord stream as a line now with just a single note, just my thumb. Next, I could do the same thing with my pinky. I could do same thing with the second finger. And the fun starts when I combine those. So I'm now going to play my thumb together with the next note down, the second finger. Let me do it now the other way, from the pinky with the next note up. 3, 4, 4, 3, 4. 3, 4, 4, 3, 4. That's a little bit more challenging. Now let me play the lowest 3 notes without the thumb. Let me play the top 3 notes without the pinky. Now I once had a teacher who said that every practice session should be a voyage of discovery, and I've never forgotten that. So having done all of that, we can now have a little bit of fun noodling, if you like. Now we know that Ravel liked dances, habanera. How about making a little habanera out of the left hand? Let me do that again. Have it sound good, have it feel good. What about an inverted habanera? What about a little kind of inside dance? Get the idea. I could go on doing stuff like that for a while. What about a little tremolo on the top? How about doing that the other way around? I could go on. I think I've given you a few ideas there that you could noodle with. You can apply those ideas to any chord stream, and after you've done this type of work for a few days, you'll find that that chord stream just fits your hand like a glove.